Okay, wow, that took a long time, a whole hour. So that is an important lesson when you are expecting for things to happen in a certain way and you have to upload a new version to your computer. And then when you upload that new version, you don't stream directly to Facebook. That can create a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress. My name is Dr. Joel Rosen, and today we're going to be talking about eating right for your genetic type. This is a topic that Dr. John Thomas and I want to be talking about, especially as it relates to people who are exhausted, they're burnt out, they know that they have the MTHFR defect, and they really are lost. They don't know, what do I do here? Do I take, obviously, I don't eat um, folic acid or enriched cereals or breads or grains or fortified stuff. I want to make sure my supplements have no folics in them. I want to eat healthy methylated nutrients that are leafy greens. But then there becomes some challenges with those leafy greens because those leafy greens could be high in oxalates, or they can be high in histamines, and you may have a histamine or oxalate concern, or you may have some problems with an autoimmunity. So you want to go paleo, or you want to go the autoimmune diet, or you may be saying, hey, I want to give keto a try. And I think I'm going to start to intermittent fast and eat lots of healthy fats and very little carbs, or I'm going to do the carnivore diet. And really, that's what we want to talk about as it relates to your genetic type. So Dr. John will be joining me on Friday. We'll be doing another Facebook Live. We'll be talking about the role that metals and pathogens play with each other and as it relates to your genetic type. But today we wanted to talk about your genetic type and how it relates to the foods that you should be eating. So first of all, we have come out with a brand new course called Your Genetic Type. And you can get access to that course by just clicking on the link wherever you're seeing this video. We have a free mini course as well, and you can get access to that free mini course. And that will tell you about the 7 genetic types. So we'll just give you a quick rundown. The 7 genetic types are the histamine type. We have also the weak cellular type. We have the overstimulated type. We have the understimulated type. We have the toxic accumulating type. We have also the hormone imbalance type. I think those are the majority of them. So we'll just repeat them again. We got the histamine type. We got the weak cellular type, the toxic accumulator, the overstimulator, the understimulator, the hormonal imbalance, and the I think it's the missing one, the low immune type, I think is what it is. Sorry about that. Just flustered from trying to get on here an hour ago. But anyway, so let's talk about what we typically look at when we're assessing what's the best way to eat for your genetic type. So first and foremost is you want to determine what is your genetic type. What you may have some overlapping types. You may be a toxic accumulator or a weak cellular, or you may be a histamine type and a overstimulator. And that's where you really want to get clear on that. So make sure you check that out. But what we've done is we've put together a Your Genetics Type Unlocked course, and that really gives you more insights into, okay, if I have this genetic type, what are the gene SNPs that I'm going to be looking for on the test? We recommend the nutrigenomic test, which is called DNA functional genomic analysis. But if you've already had a 23andMe, or you've already had a ancestry test, then it's useful to use that data, although be aware that it can have a lot of gene SNPs that weren't tested for. But ultimately, we go through in Your Genetic Type Unlocked. If you have these gene SNPs, these specific 5 or 6 gene SNPs, and you think you are a toxic accumulator, then these are the gene SNPs that you will determine if they are confirmatory to that particular genetic type. And we do that for all the genetic types. Then we get into what are the best testing that you can do for those genetic types, because I may want to confirm if it's really playing out, or even if it is playing out, what's skewed, Like, for example, if we do an organic acid test, are my oxalates very high? Do I have microbial growth? Do I have C. diff? Am I not burning protein, carbs, and fats effectively? And that's really what I want to talk to you about today. So it's really important, A, to get your genetic type unlocked course so that you can go through that 6-week manual on how to understand which genetic type you are, not just MTHFR. What tests are going to be best for those genetic types. And then when we talk about the test, we talk about the organic acid test. And that's what we're going to talk about specifically today. So when we're talking about the organic acid test, we look at 3 major sections in the organic acid test. You have the glycolysis section where it looks at lactate and pyruvic. Then you also have the amino acid section for mitochondrial markers. And then you have your fatty acids. So if you are problematic in these areas objectively, you have some problems with spilling out your amino acids, or you have problems with spilling out your ketones, or you have inability to make enough pyruvic and you're really low on lactic or really high on lactic, those can be predictors along with your genetic type as to what's the best way to eat for your genetic type. I'll give you examples. I get a lot of people who are not very good plant eaters because they have oxalate genetic susceptibilities, and they are very, very weak on their glycolytic markers. They have a weak carrier protein that helps to get the carbohydrate into Krebs cycle. And that could be really challenging for the person. And you can do really well with pyruvic acid. That can be really helpful. But the thing is that may not be the best way to eat. And vice versa. I've had people who've done the organic acid test and they're on a keto diet. And then you look at their carnitine transportation genes. They have multiple SNPs or polymorphisms for their inability to carry fat and protein into the cell. They also have challenges with pantethine, which is also helpful to get fats and protein into the cell. And they have some other fatty acid challenges, and they're not good ketone burners, or they're not good to do a ketogenic diet. And then we also see a lot of the times with some of those same SNPs with inability to transport carnitine, you look at their organic acid test and you see that they have major challenges with burning protein. So I just wanted to do a quick video because I actually have an appointment now, and I wanted to make sure that I kept my promise. We were going to do a live presentation at 3 p.m., but like I said, it took an hour to update my computer, and it took another 40 minutes to get Zoom to stream this so that we can bring this to you. But bottom line is there is a genetic type that you should be aware of when you've done an MTHFR test, or you know about MTHFR, or you've done your DNA analysis and you're wondering about folate and methylcobalamin, and you're wondering if you have a COMT variant, and if your child has a midline defect, or you should be eating these foods or that foods. I would tell you to think about it differently. Think about it as there's these categories that you could be a histamine type, or you could be a toxic accumulator, or a hormone imbalance, or a weak cellular, or an overstimulator, understimulator. You could have a lot, or you could have a lot of these things going on. And when you put together the genes to confirm that, and then you look at the different testing that can be really, really helpful for you in those areas, now you'll get some real good clarity on what's the proper way to balance the type of foods that you eat. And Dr. John and I will be coming out with lots of resources for this, like Eating Right for Your Genetic Type book. But what we really wanted to start you with is the foundational course, which is which is Your Genetic Type Unlocked. So make sure you guys post any questions that you may have in the thread, because I can't see as you comment live from Zoom. Make sure that you click on the link that is provided in the group that you're watching this in, so that you can get access to the free courses and the paid course. And make sure that you're open to learning and knowing that there's a whole different way to go about this. And what's really great about it is not only is there a whole different way to go about this, there's solutions. And we don't think you're crazy. We don't think that you need to be on antidepressants or anxiety medications, or you just need to eat healthier or relax. Those are really frustrating things to be told as a patient, that when you're suffering with a major problem, that it's you and it's not us, the doctor, it's you, and no one understands you. And you're putting your game face on every day. You crash in the middle of the day. You're in the Groundhog Day effect of another day, another not getting clarity and energy and focus and concentration and whatever it is that you're suffering with. And there really is hope out there. So hope you got a lot of value out of this video. Sorry that it was a short one, but I look forward, along with Dr. John Thomas, to teach you all about your genetic type and ultimately customize a recovery program that is based around that, so that you can get the results you're looking for and you don't have to get lost in the weeds of how to figure it out on your own. So anyways, hope that was really helpful for you. My name is Dr. Joel Rosen, and we look forward to ending your genetic type nightmare. Have a great evening.